In this video, we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is important not just to computers, but also to us, and that is networking. What is a network? Okay, we're going to talk here about a computer network as opposed to the networking that we might do at the office. But what is a network? A network is basically just two or more computers that are connected together. And how do they get connected? Well, usually it's by Ethernet cable. You've probably seen this blue cable, and it's basically a special cable, and they connect it together to a central point. They call this a star topology. And in that central point is either a hub or switch or a router. And at home, you probably have something like that. You won't have many devices connected to it, but you have something like that, which is all connected to your internet router, cable modem, or something like that. And of course, we also have nowadays wireless wireless networks. And the chief way of doing this is Wi-Fi, which works really well. And I'm sure a lot of people have used it. There's also Bluetooth, but that's more usually for smaller devices like earphones and things like that. And just be careful when you use Wi-Fi that people can listen in on it and cause problems. So just be aware of that. I just want to take a poll here and see how many of you actually use Wi-Fi. Okay, so just click on the link below in the description and just click there and just answer yes or no. I just want to see how many people actually use it. Now, when we talk about the internet, we often refer to the cloud, which is another word for the internet. We imagine the internet's up in the sky someplace. Actually, it's not up there. It's down in the ground. It's cables running all over the world. And it's basically just a network of networks, all these different these smaller networks in the college or at your home or in the business site. They're all connected together with this amazing thing called the internet. And it's composed of millions and millions of servers all around the world. It's just an amazing system. And if you're connected to the internet, one thing you might want to do is make use of cloud storage, okay, where you store things up in the cloud. And that's great because you can access it from any place. As long as you have internet access, you can access that material. And there's a couple of things you can do. For example, Dropbox, very, very popular. I use it myself. They give you 2 gigabytes of storage for free. So it's good. You can take advantage of that. Google gives you 15 gigabytes, so you might want to take advantage of that as well. Microsoft gives you a whole terabyte. That's 1,000 gigabytes, and you get that with Office 365. And as students here, you are entitled to free software. You remember that free software I mentioned? Well, included with Word, Excel, and PowerPoint is this OneDrive feature with a whole terabyte of space that you can use. Apple has its version, and they give you 5 gigabytes. Of course, you could pay a little more, get some more storage. And Amazon has its storage as well. So all these companies, all these big companies are trying to get us to put our data on their systems. And in some cases, they're not really charging too much, but it's a good thing to do just to make sure you're backing up your data. It's a real good thing to use. Now, how important are networks? Well, basically, they're really important. Imagine your computer or your phone without a network, okay? They would be much less useful. Yes, you could do calculations and play games, but it would not be good for much else. And think about it. I mean, what is the main job of our computers? I think the main job is, in fact, the main job for all of us. Whatever we're doing, whatever kind of tools we do, our main job is, yes, we work on things, we do things, but one of the main things we do is to communicate. Okay, and the networks do really good for that. And also in our job, networking, as we network with each other on the job, because it's a way of just communicating, making sure that information flows from one person to the other. It's very important for us humans. Okay, good. Well, that's the last video for this particular session, but we do have a review coming up. So why don't you be sure to take a look at that so that you know all the answers. Okay.